This ain't my business, but I just know about it.
Hey, how y'all doing? We back again today, man, with another episode of That Ain't My Business.
But let's talk about it.
And man, we got a special guest in here today, man. Very smart, intelligent man. So he brought him to drop knowledge on y'all, man, because I was born by the river downtown. Unless you born 12 mile by you. Man, I'm your boy, PTB Uglyman, no longer FTF Uglyman. It's your boy PTB Uglyman, man. I'm the voice of the ratchet, the myth, the legend, man.
And it's your boy Nesto the Don.
It's your boy Bruchon, Pac-Man, the Hood's voice boss. And
Tell me who we got
I
with
gotta
a
introduce
Pac-Man.
myself.
yeah.
This is the Troublemaker, Craig Lee, coming at you live, direct, and correct. All the way from my neighborhood, Queensboro, USA.
Word. Y'all hear that Sam Cooke in the background? Y'all hear it? Don't know what's up there. The sky.
Yeah, a lot of people, they don't know what inspired this song.
Come on.
What did? Cause I damn sure don't.
Oh yeah?
Now I'm waiting on you to tell me.
Really?
Hey, well, nah, I ain't gonna tell you. We got the man with all the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, in the building. You know what I'm saying? So, you mind giving us like a little brief history or review on how that song was inspired?
Yeah, so in 1963, right here in Shreveport, Louisiana, the phenomenal Sam Cooke came through Shreveport to perform. And since he was a phenomenal platinum-selling singer, R&B singer, he thought coming to Shreveport, he could check into any hotel just like anybody. And he tried to check into the white-owned, white-controlled Holiday Inn on North Market, and Sam Cooke was told that he couldn't check in, and he said, "I'm Sam Cooke, though."
Yeah.
And needless to say, they arrested Sam Cooke. He was actually forced to leave the hotel, and they went to check into the Castle Hotel, which was the black-owned hotel down in what used to be the St. Paul Bottoms, which is today named after my in-law, Hootie Letbetter in Ledbetter Heights. And after that whole situation, going through that, and then the death of his child, he wrote the phenomenal song, Change Gonna Come, about his experience in Shreveport and the loss of his child. So Shreveport is unfortunately, the inspiration of one of the greatest songs in world history.
Yeah.
And so it seemed like Shreveport got a lot of history. Got when it comes to like racism and the struggle and the racist struggles of trying to become a better America. We was talking a little bit before, and you know, you was saying how Shreveport was like the last
Yes, sir.
city to surrender under the old Confederacy, right? So, at one point, wasn't Shreveport? Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't Shreveport like the capital?
Shreveport at one point was the capital of the state of Louisiana. Before they moved it to Baton Rouge, Shreveport was the home of the Trans-Mississippi Confederacy. This was the headquarters. And so the Civil War started April 9th, 1861, and it ended April the 12th, 1865. But Shreveport was like, we don't want to give up. They kept fighting. They say, we want to keep it going. So they kept it going for a whole nother month. This is the city that you're dealing with. So if you remember the Confederate memorial statue down in front of the courthouse,
Right.
that's why that statue was erected by the Daughters of the Confederacy, because they wanted to keep us in check to remember this was the last stronghold of the Confederacy. And then when you go and do your research in Alabama right now, Brother Zay, they have a museum that has all of the tombs of a lot of the lynchings throughout the entire country. What are the number 1 and number 2 parishes for lynching in the United States?
Caddo
And Bossier.
and Bud.
Caddo and Bossier. Shreveport, like they'll say that this town in Alabama is number 1, but it really wasn't, because their situation was a massacre. I think it's called the Elaine Lair massacre in Arkansas. The white folks killed hundreds of black folks in one night. But in terms of actual lynchings, Shreveport and Bossier, number 1 and number 2 in the country. This is why this has been so difficult for us to maneuver in this particular city.
Well, like, and not just that, a lot of people don't know that the person that the city is named after, and they don't know that Louisiana was one of the main breeding grounds for the slaves.
Yes, sir.
In that port where Captain Shreve, he was the captain on the boat and brought them up the Red River. That's where they was letting them off at. And that's how Shreveport got his name, because Captain Shreve, this was his port for the slaves.
So here's the interesting thing about Henry Miller Shreve. He was hired by the United States government to clear up the logjam, because before he came, you couldn't come up the Red River. So they hired him to clear up the logjam, and they created a campsite. This is what Henry Miller Shreve did. And after they cleared up the logjam, he went on and moved to St. Louis, Missouri. Follow me now. So they created a town called Shreve's Town in like 1836, something like that. And Shreveport doesn't get its name until 1871, when our third African-American lieutenant governor, C.C. Antoine, Cesar Carpenter Antoine, he wrote the charter that incorporated the town of Shreve into the city of Shreveport. He's really the founder of the damn city.
C.C. Antoine,
C.C. Antoine.
who the park named after. over
That's
in
right,
Lakeside.
exactly, right in Lakeside.
Yeah.
That's why that park is so significant, because C.C. Antoine was so phenomenal. He was born a free brother in New Orleans, and he migrated to Shreveport after the Civil War, and he helped to create the first government in the city of Shreveport. He helped to create the first hospital, Charity Hospital.
Yeah.
He created the first public school system. I mean, this is a world history. So when you see that park right down the street where we used to play basketball, that's why that dude is so phenomenal. And they have a Masonic order, the C.C. Antoine Lodge, right there on Hearn. And my uncle, Giles D. Moore, the founder of Moortown, he was Masonic brothers with C.C. Antoine back in the 1800s. That's why I do the gangster work that I do.
So your uncle founded
My great-great-grandfather, Philip Moore, out of Wascom, Texas, and Giles D. Moore Jr. are brothers. And so Giles D. Moore migrated from Wascom, Texas in the late 1800s and bought up over 1,000 acres of land and created Moore's Town.
Give him a round of applause for that.
And Moore's Town, after he died in 1929, was sold to the city of Shreveport, and it was annexed into the city, and today it's called what?
Moortown.
So basically, you saying that a black man, kind of laid the foundation for Shreveport?
Ain't no kinda. He did.
He did, right? And it's crazy because it's like the irony of a black man creating a city that's going to end up being the last stronghold for the Confederate.
There you go, yeah.
Like, yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
And they kind of throw me off because, like, I was is that why like the University Hospital, which used to be called LSU,
which
that why
used to
it
be initially, which used to be the
Confederate hospital.
Initially, it was called the Charity Hospital. Then the Confederates, when they took over the Louisiana legislature, because remember, C.C. Antoine, his brother Felix, all of them were part of the Louisiana state legislature coming out of slavery. Because the greatest period for our people was from 1866 to 1877, which is the period called Reconstruction.
Right.
So, but once the Dixiecrats, those good Democrats, once they got in office, they changed everything to Confederate. Hence, now we go from Charity Hospital to Confederate Hospital.
Yeah. Okay. So look, see, you put something on my mind when you mentioned the Dixiecrats, because a lot of as I read history, now you can correct me when I'm wrong, but this is just my perspective on as I read history. Like we always been disadvantaged by this two-party system that we got going on, but like back then, like you were saying with the Dixiecrats, it was always my understanding that the Democratic Party was always more. Back then, was always more conservative than the Republican Party. Yeah,
they were the hardcore Klan.
Yeah,
and the Republicans were the so-called Liberal Party.
The Liberal Party, and over time, that dynamic kind of flipped. But I always say, like, no matter what, you still on the right.
Exactly.
So I asked you that because I know I've seen you run for office a couple of times, and you always tend to run as a independent. When I see a lot of other black politicians, so to say, they tend to run more on the Democratic ticket. So I wanted to ask you, what is the reason that you tend to run independent and you don't ascribe to a party?
I refuse to trick my people. I could have already won office if I would have been willing to pimp my people. He knows, Zave can tell you, my whole life has been spent helping to cultivate and nurture my people. So when I left Shreveport in 1985 to attend Xavier University, and I got on this conscious path, I've been on this conscious path for now 39 years. So when I left corporate America in 1995, when I got back here in 94, and I left, there was no way that I was going to continue to play a pimp game with our people, whether it be Republican, Democrat. All this is a ping pong game. The only way that we're going to ever elevate and solve our situation is if we establish our own voting bloc. That means you have to be independent. So I know that our people are ignorant to that fact. So I know that they're just going to vote Democrat because they don't even know what the hell that means. So some people say, well, Craig, why won't you just change to be Democrat? You know you'll win because you know our people are dumb. I'm not going to play our people like that. Their ass is going to be forced to deal with the best candidate, or they're going to keep on suffering. But that's why I started working with you guys to show you how this thing really works. Because at the end of the day, although these candidates win running as a Democrat, they're only about 20-something to 30% of the people that vote. The majority of the people don't vote because they know it's a hustle. All we got to now do as independents is mobilize a third of the people who don't vote under an independent umbrella, and now we take control of the whole damn city. So I have to become the prototype for that. And from that standpoint, instead of being on the record just to win an office, because it ain't about winning an office, it's about controlling the public policy that's going to transform the city.
Okay. Word.
So I gotta, cause me personally, like even once I graduated high school, I've never been registered Democrat.
That's good.
So a lot of people, because somebody came to me before and they was like, man, you know, they know, like, you don't even vote. You know how I know? They was like, you know how I know you don't vote? Because, you know, basically, you know, they couldn't find my name on the little. I was like, nah, the reason my name not on there because I've never been a registered Democrat.
There you go.
So if y'all do the little canvassing thing and you looking at the Democratic people and the Republican people, you're
I
not
thought
gonna
you was
see
a Democrat,
me.
man.
I've never ever been.
You support Joe Biden so hard, though, man.
I do not support Joe Biden. That's what you don't realize.
I thought so. You ain't
That's
no
what-
Biden lover
because
no more.
because I don't like Trump don't mean I like Biden.
Come on,
like
come on.
both of
I
them.
never hear you speak ill of Biden like you
You
do
ain't
Trump,
hear
though.
you didn't hear what I just told him, man. I said most I consider the Republican Party and the Democratic Party right wing. All they doing is basically doing whatever they corporate donors want them to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it's been going for the past recent history. You know what I'm saying? And so me personally, no, I don't like neither one. I just tend to vote more Democratic because sometimes I feel like they ascribe closer to the way I align.
Yeah.
Right?
Word.
So that's why. But it's only because I'm forced.
I know why you vote Democrat.
To these bad decisions.
I know why you vote Democrat.
You can't say I vote Democrat. Those be my choices.
I know why though.
Why?
Because you want abortions to be legal.
Well, that's not that important to me. That's not that important to
Hey,
me.
say it's important to me, man.
It's like this because most of the time, like if you look at a local ticket, like I really don't care about the party. I'm trying to, it depends on the person. Now, it's the same with as you go up, but it's more difficult because that's almost all the option you get is like for example, this presidency, right? You got Joe Biden, you got Trump.
Big dog.
I don't like neither one of them. I don't like RFK. If I could, if I just wanted to vote for the person, if I just wanted to vote for the person that I more closely aligned with, it would be Dr. Cornel West or Cenk Uygur, which I don't think he gonna even be on the ticket here. So it would be one of those people.
Did you see what
But it don't. I ain't gonna say it don't matter, but in Louisiana, a lot of times it tend to not matter because this state go red all the time.
Did you see
what's not?
I got a quick
it's not
question
just
for y'all, though.
it's not just Louisiana. It's the fact that in presidential and vice presidential elections, the Electoral College, which is a whole nother convoluted political process, that's who makes the determination as to who gets the votes for president.
Right.
And so, but all of that is a whole pimp game in and of itself, because again, like I asked y'all before we started, can you build a house from the roof down? And you can't. All politics is local. All politics is local. So because you have so much ignorance and stupidity at the local level, the local grassroots communities cannot formulate a game plan because they're too busy working or trying to take care of their damn children. They don't even have time to figure out how their lives are being ping-ponged by both parties. Because both parties are wings, left and right, of the same bird.
Yeah.
Both of them represent white supremacy, racism. You got the left and the right. It's the same damn bird.
A donkey
Period.
and an elephant. But I got a quick question for y'all. All right, since we talking about all this, because I was having this debate with an older guy yesterday. Who do you think the most powerful black man in America is?
That's interesting.
And it's crazy. It's Al Sharpton, right?
Hell no.
Yeah, no.
Like this was the debate.
Ain't he the feds?
Hold on, this is the debate I was having with them. And
I got you.
And the reason I say Al Sharpton, he's the most powerful black man in the world, but
In the world?
not in the world, in the United States. In the United States, he's the most powerful black man in the United States because of the position that they have given him on a major news network, right? They let him say what the fuck he want.
No, they don't.
Nah.
When I heard him talk yesterday, he was on them white folks' ass. I mean, he keep it respectable, so he won't lose his job. They let him go far enough.
I don't respect him either.
You know what I'm saying?
He an informant.
But the reason I was telling
He an informant.
but the reason I say he's the most powerful black man in America because
And he still wearing that damn perm.
He more powerful than Barack Obama?
yeah.
That ain't no black man.
Yeah, you wanna know why? You wanna know why? Because Barack Obama, his constituents who put him in office, he had to abide by their rules. Now, the only time Al Sharpton have to abide by the crackers rules is when he on camera.
Al Sharpton is quite literally a political analyst. He only do and say what his network allow him to.
Yeah.
You just seen him on what he is CNN on MSNBC. You just seen him on there bashing. He was bashing students for protesting the genocide.
Yeah.
If you think that's a black man's position, not at all. You know.
Yeah. And me,
We've been in lockstep with the Palestinians since the 60s.
But this is my thing about that whole situation. Why are y'all like I'm with Trump on this? Get their ass from in front of them colleges. You in America. You ain't over there, but that's what America did by letting them.
I don't think you would be saying that if you and your family was being slaughtered by the thousands. You know what I'm saying?
What you think going on to niggas in America?
That's niggas doing it though.
But it's not just niggas though. You have to think about it. Systemic racism.
It's
our diets.
It's still
our
like,
medical.
It's still not compared to what's going on over there. And when shit go down with us, like they protest in lockstep with us. So it's
I ain't never seen.
You don't pay attention to it neither. You got to be honest with yourself.
No. I watch the news. I be watching this shit.
You watch the what? Say that again.
I be watching this shit. I watch the news. I see them protest.
Those who control the media control the mind. So
you control the masses,
you control. You watch what they want you to see. So the same people that's against them.
Yeah, hold on. So you kind of helping me prove my point when I say Al Sharpton is the most powerful black man in America because of what you just said.
He's a tool.
So you gonna ride for Al Sharpton?
No, I'm not. I'm not riding for him. What I'm saying is, what you just said is the reason he is the most powerful black man in the world. Think about it now. Every time something happens with white folks and black folks, who the first nigga they have on stage with them? Besides the black lawyer.
Because he's safe.
Al Sharpton.
Because he's safe.
I disagree.
He the safe person. That's why they have him on there.
Like,
they ain't gonna have nobody on there that gonna start no revolution. He's safe.
Like Al Sharpton is like literally like
he an informant, man.
He's closer to a pawn.
That nigga 12.
He's closer to
He is a self-confessed FBI informant.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
He's closer to a pawn than he is the king or the
that
queen.
man took down the mob, man.
But listen. Of course, he's a pawn in their
powerful?
game of life. But he's powerful to the point of if something happened on a different scale, right? If something happened on a different scale, they not gonna go and get they ain't gonna go and get a certain black person to sit in front of the TV. This is and the reason I'm saying he's the most powerful black man in the world because they put him there
to pacify us.
Because he's
to pacify us.
But that doesn't make him powerful though.
Listen. He's powerful to their agenda.
Yeah, for their agenda.
You see what I'm saying?
To manipulate the Negroes.
But it still makes him the most powerful. Hell no.
You listen to what did he say loud to you?
So that means he's not. If you don't listen to it, that means he's not powerful.
Shit,
he's just a tool of white supremacy.
But that is his power.
So what you should
that's
say.
The power that they gave.
So what you should say is he's the most powerful tool.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. I take
to manipulate.
Yeah. All right.
He's just a good hammer.
But he's the most
telling the hammer what to hit.
He's the most powerful prostitute.
Al Sharpton at least he ain't read on no niggas. He read on some Italians. He ain't read on no niggas.
Oh man. But I see you brought some books to the day, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Well, we already read this one.
Still say the name.
Oh yeah, the assassination.
Show it to him.
The assassination of Malcolm X. Get
Yes,
your
sir.
hand out of my pocket. I still don't think the honorable Louis Farrakhan, I don't think he had nothing to do with that.
We can debate that another day.
We can debate that another day.
Because he definitely did.
We got slavery by another name, which I need to hold this. We got the Art of Science and Respect, you feel me? By J. Prince himself. And this is what I want to discuss right
Come
here.
on.
I want to discuss The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? And what else we got right here? Miseducation of the Negro.
That is the most important book
on the table right now.
Every African descendant in America and throughout the world needs to read.
For real. So what I'm gonna do with it, I'm just gonna turn these around like this so y'all make sure.
There you go.
Bye. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That last book, it's called A Bell Curve.
That bitch thick than a motherfucker.
But the thing is,
It's thick.
due to the fact that we went to public schools, our attention span ain't that long. Shout out to Booker T.
Insane.
And that book there is written by white scholars to show why we need to be incarcerated, why we need to be in prison, because they're saying that there is no way that these Negroes have the intellectual capacity to exist in a civilized society.
But a black man, he architected Washington.
Exactly.
That clock that we go by, that was Benjamin Banneker's work.
Exactly.
It's a whole lot of. I ain't.
But what are we doing to edify and uplift what you're saying? You're absolutely correct. Everything you just said, you're absolutely correct. But what the white folks are now saying, and that's why, and I'm glad your partner pointed to the thickness of that book.
Best way to hide something from a nigga?
Put it in the book. So you got to now see the in-depth hustle, because that's all it is. It's a hustle. Mm-hmm. But look how beautiful it looks. That's a beautiful looking book, man. Mm-hmm. And they put that together in order to sell, not to us, but to white folks, as to why we need to remain putting these Negroes in cages. Mm-hmm. So when you now look here in the state of Louisiana, where Governor Landry has now pushed through all of these legislative measures that's basically now eliminated public education.
Yeah, so look, that's kind of what I was gonna get to when you was talking about the education. When you said the miseducation, I see it seems as if a lot of our black schools are being closed, and that it's a agenda going on.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to the black public schools. Can you give us any insight that you have on that, or like what are they trying to accomplish when it comes to
what's the number one job for African descendants in America?
Jail.
Boy, you smart. That's your job.
Incarceration.
That's your job.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Penitentiary. Slavery by another name, baby.
So let's think about this. We got the Caddo Parish Courthouse downtown, right?
Yeah.
How do you think the DA assistants, the DA, the sheriffs, the jailers, how do they have their jobs?
crime?
Because if the crime stop, they ain't got no job.
Yeah.
If the slaves don't escape off the plantation, then the police ain't gonna come get them. Hey man, yeah, look, see, I learned that too though.
You get it?
Yeah, I get it. I learned that too, Dad.
Well, you learned it.
So are we really talking about reducing or eliminating crime?
Hell no.
Hell no, because if you reduce or eliminate crime, you eliminate what?
Money.
It's a business.
Jobs!
Yeah.
It's a business.
You eliminate jobs!
Yeah.
This is a whole pimp game. So they have to allow people who are mentally and spiritually enslaved to believe that they're free.
But by the words of the Constitution, technically we are not free.
You damn right we're not free.
Because
why we're not free? Tell me.
You ain't free because you a felon.
Well,
Come on.
the reason being because when they had wrote the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken.
Which amendment?
Which amendment that was?
The 13th Amendment.
Unless you
What does it say?
You commit a crime.
No, they said what they was basically saying was in the fact that we are not 100% human or some shit.
Oh, you think
Neither slavery,
neither
slavery nor involuntary servitude, except
For
for what? The commission of a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Emancipation of a Proclamation didn't free slaves.
It did not see slaves.
It actually legalized it and put it on the market. Really, it didn't free slaves.
So the 13th Amendment says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude is legal except for the commission of a crime.
So it's basically telling you, if you read the fine print and if you know how to read and comprehend it, basically telling you is once you go to jail,
Come on.
you have no more rights and you are a slave up under
there
this
you
here
go.
bill.
Then I'm gonna show you the games they play. They call themselves trying to amend it to take it off take it off the books. But when you read the new language, it still allows slavery. It still allowed the same thing. It just made the language a little more ambiguous.
Yeah.
But you know they was gonna interpret it the exact same way. So they played all type of games. And then when people voted it down, it was like, well, see, they rejecting getting rid of slavery when the new language didn't do nothing different.
Let me tell you, Robert, I give my business partner, Curtis Davis, out of Lakeside, all the props because he's led this national effort to eliminate chattel slavery in the state constitutions of Louisiana and several other states. It's a national thing. And ultimately, they're going to eliminate it off of the United States Constitution. But like I told Curtis, I said, brother, I'm with you. But let's look at this. And so let me break down the economics of this. What Curtis is really trying to do is say, look, if you're going to be enslaved in the system, going to prison in Angola or Wade or wherever,
Pay him right.
you got to pay minimum wage.
Yeah.
What are they paying the prisoners right now?
Below minimum wage.
Cents on the
How far below minimum wage?
Cents on the
The
dollar.
job $17 an hour. By the time they get theirs, you don't get but like 7, 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, ain't no 7,
Y'all
8.
get 7, 8.
No,
Ain't about
like
$2.
like 40-something cents. You talking about 40-something cents?
I ain't going.
Hey, bro, y'all don't understand the game.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, listen to me. The corporations, we're in a capitalistic system. Capitalism is predicated on the creation, maintenance, and expansion of a permanent underclass. In order to create a permanent underclass, you got to keep the people ignorant, stupid, dumb. So they don't know what's going on. Now you create slavery by another name. How do you do that? You create what they call
Dummy laws?
the black code.
Oh.
How many of you all watched the movie Life with Eddie Murphy? Y'all didn't even know this was about that book. You said, what do you mean? So Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence get caught up on a fake charge. They have to go serve life in Mississippi. The reason they did this in Mississippi is because Mississippi was the first state to enact the black codes. You could go to jail for not having a job. You could go to jail for just standing up because they needed you back in the convict leasing program for the slave owners to get your labor. This whole system has been about labor, free labor.
The whole time.
The whole time. They need your labor. So at the end of the day, when we look at this dynamic, Curtis and his partners, they have tried to eliminate the language out of the Louisiana state constitution. But remember, in the state constitution, the people in the state legislature, they are lawyers, doctors, so they read.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to think. They said, wait a minute. If we eliminate this, that means we got to at least pay them minimum wage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they fucked up with it.
We got to go from 44 cents to $7.25. That would cause the state of Louisiana billions of dollars. They're not going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So the only way that we can navigate out of this is to not get caught up in the system. But again, the two most important occupations in the world is man and woman. But there is no training to become man or woman. There is no mandated training that you got to go through to become man or woman. You got to go through training to become a McDonald's worker. Hell, you got to go through training to be a greeter at Walmart. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Damn, that's my hibiscus tea. That's my hibiscus tea. You got to go through training to even do those menial jobs. But here in becoming a man or woman, there is no training. Because in capitalism, they don't want you to be enlightened so you can understand the game. Thank you, brother. And so this is where we're at. So when we look at these books, we got to understand the essence of what has happened to our people. We are in a trap, and it's not our fault now, but we're the only ones who can
bring us out of it. Like, and this, like, sometimes I blame the white man. I ain't gonna even lie. But sometimes I don't, because
true,
with the flow of information now,
true,
and with what we know now, and with the shit that bluntly happened in front of our eyes, like, it's as a people, it's crazy that we still take steps backwards instead of forward, because there's no unity, period. That's the biggest thing that messes us up, because I be watching all these niggas on podcasts is this guy, he this guy, but all of them put each other down and says the other one a fake. Don't fuck with him. And it's crazy, because if you niggas just sit down at a table together and come up with a way to format our own government, then we probably wouldn't have these problems. Because no one can save us but us, because it's clear that any laws being passed within our government and through the Constitution, because black people, y'all really need to realize this, there was no law passed in the Constitution, even when Obama was in office, even before then, to stop the killing of a black man. Now, the LGBTQ community, a law was signed in for them. The Asians, a law was signed in for them. The Jews, a law was signed in for them. Nobody signed in a mandate to stop the persecution of not black women, not black gays, not black nothing, just black people in general. And why you think no executive order was signed?
Because Article 1, Section 2, Paragraph 3 of the United States Constitution refers to everybody in this room as 3/5 of a
man.
person.
Yeah.
No, not of a man.
Of a person.
Of a person. The word person, when you go to the Black's Law Dictionary, is a unique term, because a person can be a human or a corporation. The United States of America is a corporation.
So it's a person.
So the United States is a person. So they never saw us as being shareholders in this corporate person.
Yeah, okay.
Word.
So they said we're 3/5 of a person. we were already below human. So we were never supposed to be shareholders. So what you're saying is on point. But again, we're the only ones who can resolve this situation.
Yeah, and that kind of go to some I be noticing, like a lot of times when something go on or something go wrong, and a lot of times, in my opinion, we always like to see who's to blame. Like, so it's like how you saying sometimes you blame the white man, sometimes, and to me, I just feel like there's time wasted. Like when it comes to blaming this and that. I think the better question is like, how we gonna fix it? What we gonna do? Like, what we gonna do? Because just sitting around trying to figure out who to blame, you in the past, like when we need to be moving towards the future. So, what I was trying to get to again, because you were saying how basically our job is to be prisoners and free labor, which
That's
is
our job.
what they brought us to this country for in the first place, right? So how does that correlate to what not only Jeff Landry, because I have been seeing all across the country they've been saying how they basically trying to shrink the education department, and basically I know if they saying they trying to take funding out of it, and I know usually if you taking funding out of something, then that money gonna get shuffled some other type of way. And so, like, what is it that you feel like Jeff Landry is trying to do with these schools?
Man, that's a great question. So let me break this down so y'all can really understand this. Mm-hmm. And this is I'm teaching you all the actual game. And I love the fact, and I love this brother. When we were at Lakeside Rec, he would come in from Booker T. Washington, and he always had this great personality. Mm-hmm. He had this cleverness about himself. So I love the fact that you are leading this podcast. So here's the game, brother. Public schooling, not public education, public schooling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So look, y'all, you heard what he said. He didn't say public education. He said public schooling. I'm finna learn something.
So public schooling is paid for by property tax dollars. Not sales taxes.
Right. Property tax.
Property taxes. So we're in a house right now doing this podcast.
You in a poor
if the owner of this house is not, or the person staying in this house is not on the record of paying direct property taxes, the property taxes is being paid by someone else. Mm-hmm. Could be an African descendant, could be somebody white. Mm-hmm. But the point is, the focus is on the property owner or who's got the deed. They pay the property taxes. In Shreveport, Caddo, and throughout the country, that's primarily who?
White people.
White folks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute.
So they basically like, fuck y'all.
White folks are saying, we tired of paying for y'all ass.
Yeah.
Because we're now having to send our children to private school where we got to pay an additional fee to send them to private school. Mm-hmm. If you send them to Evangel Calvary, it's basically $500 a month, $6,000 a year. If you send them to Loyola, it's like $12,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So the white folks are having to pay private school because they don't want their children being around you Negroes. Mm-hmm. Unless they're at Magnet or Bird, which Bird is 3 schools in one.
Mm-hmm.
You got, so let me clear this up. There are only 2 Magnet schools in Caddo Parish. Everybody else got a Magnet program.
Yeah.
They don't have a Magnet school. Byrd is a magnet school and a general school. They also have a slow bird.
Slow bird.
That's the class I would have been in.
The slow bird is for people who ain't passed that damn leap test.
Yeah.
Because they want all the money. Okay?
Right. And every student.
They got damn near 3,000 students at Byrd.
Oh, so they Bird a one-stop shop.
They're one-stop shop. They're one-stop shop. They're trap house.
Yeah.
So here we have a situation where the white property taxpayers are saying, hey man, we tired of y'all Negroes. We wanna take our money, our taxpayers. We tired of paying for private school and the taxes to run the public school. So what we gonna do? We're gonna move our public tax dollars over here. So they came up with the educational savings account, which is just another word for voucher. But guess who started that?
A black man.
What's his name?
CC Antoine? Who? What's his name?
Barack Obama.
Oh, he did that.
Barack Obama pushed for school choice.
I thought Barack, he ain't black though.
Barack, well, he
They say Drake ain't black, so he ain't
He a
black.
Negro. He a Negro.
He a Jew. He a Jew.
He a Negro.
He a Negro Jew.
My point is Barack Obama pushed for school choice. You don't have to believe me. Just go research it.
Yeah, your boy did that.
He pushed for school choice. School choice is what the voucher program is based on. The voucher program is now being called the ESA, the Education Savings Account. It's a clever way for the white property tax owner, property taxpayer, to now take their property taxes and now put it into private school. So if we're looking at Evangel and Calvary at $6,000 a year, they're allowing you to now take out $7,500. So you got now, you can pay your tuition, your child's uniform, and other little costs.
So they bring that down.
Exactly.
I can do that.
Yeah, you can do.
Girl, y'all done messed up. Now my kid going to private school.
They could actually, yeah,
My
you,
taxes high.
yeah, this is for you too.
Yeah.
You could actually do that.
Quick note: what Citizens United passed under Obama as well?
Huh?
What Citizens United passed under Obama as well?
Tell me, Citizens United.
Basically where they made corporations people. So they said, basically a corporation can give to a political campaign.
No, that's always been in existence. It may have been elevated by that, but it's always been in existence.
Yeah, okay. I think that may have been like when it passed by the Supreme Court. I think it may have been challenged or something.
So what we have right now, like in Houston, Texas, they're all in the Houston ISD, the Independent School District.
Mm-hmm.
But they're $450 million in the hole.
Shit.
See, you have a system where the unions have elevated the cost of so-called schooling a child, because public sector workers were never supposed to make a lot of salary. They were supposed to have great benefits. But because we're in a capitalistic system and you can't control the cost of goods and services, now people got to make more money. But guess what they want? Great benefits. You can't sustain that system. So at the school board meeting a few weeks ago when I spoke, the Louisiana Secretary of Education, Kay Brumley, said this system can't continue. Because now you've lost population.
The system that we own right now, or the system
that we're on right now
with the vouchers and things.
No, the system that we're on right now.
Okay.
You can't continue. When I came to Shreveport back to Shreveport in 1994, Shreveport had roughly 15,000. We're down to 180 something thousand. So we've lost population. We've lost General Motors. We've lost Liberty Glass. We've lost a lot of corporations. So we're losing property tax dollars. We've gone from, when I was in school here in Queensboro in the 80s, we've gone from 60-something thousand children down to 34,000 children.
So would you say it's quote unquote like fair that we lose in these schools, or
You gotta shut the schools down, but here's the opportunity. We now, those of us who can create coalitions, we can buy the schools and we can reopen the schools based on what we want to teach.
And turn them into charter schools.
And turn them into charter schools.
Because Linwood is a charter school right now.
and then we teach
Exactly.
we can teach our curriculum.
Huh?
I ain't heard too many good things about these charter schools.
And I'm glad
mean,
you brought.
Magnolia
I'm glad you brought it.
charter school.
The reason that you don't hear good things about charter schools is because the people who are on the boards controlling the money, they ain't about the children. See, I had a proposal to take back Fair Park that I was introducing a few weeks ago, and it was going to be for 2,000 alumni to come together to put up $500 to $1,000, which would have meant we would have been able to raise $1 million to $2 million. Well, if the alumni take control of the school and we now control who's managing the school, you're going to get better outcomes. The reason you don't get better outcomes in most charter schools is because of the board of directors. But there are some great examples of great charter schools. You don't hear about them.
It just ain't no pill.
They don't want you to hear about them. Because if you start to hear about them, it's like now you follow those examples. Because the unions are controlling the majority of the schools and the school districts.
But Magnolia is a
Failing
pretty good
school.
It's failing now.
It's a failing school.
Again, because they
It's a
brought their
failing
grades
school.
up.
They look nice, but it's a remember, man.
They got feelings going on?
Magnolia is a failing. Magnolia is a F school.
And they know them. My teacher told me in elementary, them F's gonna keep up with you your whole life. And damn it, I got three failures.
Magnolia school is an F school. But the reason that campus looks so beautiful is because you can get a damn near $15,000 per child.
So they getting that money from the state?
So you get the money from three places. The state has this thing called MFP, Minimum Foundation Funding Program, Minimum Foundation Funding Program. So they have a minimum funding formula, which is about $5,000 and some odd dollars. Then you got your property taxes, and then you get federal money. So if based on your socioeconomic level, if your community is a depressed community, you're going to get what is called Title I funding, which allows these students, like at Southwood, when we started Dads on Duty, Southwood had 1,500 students. Southwood is a corporation. Follow me now. It's a corporation. So 1,500 students at $15,000, that means that Southwood was a $22.5 million corporation. But under the leadership of Dr. Kim Pendleton, they didn't get $22.5 million. The money went to Midway. And then Midway determines how much money goes to Southwood.
It's crazy.
How the hell?
And there was an elementary school, wasn't it?
No, Southwood High School.
Midway.
Midway is where the money goes. The school board office.
Oh, okay.
See, when I was in school,
So Goree, he put his hand
What?
in
damn right,
So-
all the money goes through
So,
central office.
Why people want to be on a school board so much though? Like
They
why?
want to be on school board because of status.
Yeah.
They don't know what
They
they're
don't
doing.
make no money.
They make about 20-some thousand.
That's it.
Yeah, they don't make money.
Oh, so that's like a second job.
Or to supplement their income.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Well, like what type of qualifications you gotta have?
Obviously none.
Just be breathing.
So I can go get on up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got an idea, brother. We need to get us a school and a school. See, we've been in the wrong
But
business.
follow me,
Yeah,
follow
we
me.
We need to
But-
get us a school and a prison.
Hold on, but follow me. It's fun. It's interesting you say that. If you start a charter school, guess who controls the money? The board. So you become your own school board. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You take the money from Midway and you put it into the school. So like right now in Fair Park, they're advertising 60-something, $70-some thousand positions. People like, damn. But those don't come with benefits. So you got to buy into the benefits.
They take it out your check every time you get paid.
Yeah. So it's going to all come out in the wash.
You got
to
30.
bring the cost right now with public schooling of that 14 or 15,000 or 13,000 per child. 80% of those dollars goes to salaries and benefits. You can't run a business if 80% of your money, your revenue is going to salaries and benefits. You got to bring the cost down. The only way you can bring the cost down is with charter schools.
So okay. So look, just to kind of switch gears here. I was seeing some legislation that was put up here lately, like about the nightclubs.
Yeah.
And I was seeing, I think it took like 2 hours off, you know. And
No, they was trying to take 2 hours off.
Yeah, trying.
But
But I shut it down.
Yeah, so I wanted to know. You know, what was the deal with it? Like, what was going
You
on
got
with that
you
piece
got to
of
corrupt.
legislation?
You got to corrupt, and I want to be on record
Saying it.
You got a corrupt city council member
That ain't my
by the
business.
name of Gary Brooks.
No, not the one that said nigga.
Pure trash.
The white boy?
Pure trash.
That's the one that said nigga. Ain't it?
Pure trash.
Say Pac-Man.
Pure trash.
That's the one that said nigga.
That's the one.
That's
the one.
that had something to do with Shanerica and stuff.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, that's the one that was trying to fuck
that's the one.
He was trying to splurge with the lady.
That's the one.
He was trying to splurge with the fine lady.
That's the one.
I think he was trying to. I don't know.
That's the one. Pure trash.
I don't know.
And I want it on record. Pure trash.
Yeah.
Gary Brooks was attempting to play games with the residents of Highland because he's in business with a individual who has been identified as a drug dealer. And so Gary Brooks has now on record said he's in business with the individual who has been identified as so-called drug dealer. Around his club, there have been murders. So to try to play a game, he was saying that the solution is to cut back the hours of operation. But he didn't know that Craig Lee was going to do the research and make a presentation where Gary Brooks, at your other venue called The Cub, 1 month after you were, well, it wasn't even a full month, after you were brought into office, there was a damn murder on the premises of the Cub, which is on the corner of Urey and Kings Highway.
Right.
That murder happened at 1-something in the morning, Robert.
Yeah.
It didn't happen at 4 in the morning. It didn't happen at 5 in the morning. It didn't happen at 6 in the morning. So, Gary Brooks, that would mean that it's who you're targeting at your club. So other clubs should not be subjected to what goes on. Y'all are recruiting or marketing your club to individuals who are helping to create crime. So all I said was, this is not an issue of hours of operation. It's an issue of ownership and management. It's an issue of marketing who you're targeting. And it's an issue of your security plan. Little did I know, City Councilman Gary Brooks pulled his legislation. So that legislation.
So this the same nigga that tried to get hate. They got hate sticks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the same individual that helped to incarcerate Shoe and my little brother Tweety. I'm coming for you, Gary Brooks. I'm sorry, Gary Brooks.
Put them damn stairs back up there in Hayes,
So
man.
Gary Brooks be dropping down?
He done dropped the dime.
Gary Brooks participated in the conspiracy to incarcerate some of our local brothers.
Yeah.
Hater.
I heard something like that, but I ain't want to be.
I'll go on record and say it. I'll go on record and say it. I don't have any problem.
All right, well.
Hey,
Well,
Wait a minute. I thought this was a real show.
look, it ain't our business.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared of the truth.
Pac-Man ain't got shit on him.
Nah, Pac-Man ain't got shit on him.
Hey, but look.
So how do we get this dude up out of office?
Well, in 2026, there's a brother by the name of Craig Lee who will be running for office in District B.
You heard me? That's his district.
That's his district.
Well, guess what? Get what we
What
gonna do.
neighborhoods is District B?
That is Highland. That is part of Queensboro, which goes up to Frederick Street, the east portion of Queensboro, Caddo Heights, a portion of Cedar Grove, downtown, a portion of downtown, a portion of the bottoms. The way that we do this is by eliminating all of these people out of office. I think Robert, depending on what goes on with our phenomenal council person, Tabitha Taylor, in District A, if she happens to run for mayor, we got Robert looking to run for District A, but we got to get grassroots people in office. Grassroots people who got the intelligence, who got the courage to stand up to the philosophy, system, and game of capitalistic white supremacy. We do that on the city council. We do that on the parish commission. We do that on the school board. And now what happens? Grassroots people are in control of $2 billion. And now out of $2 billion, we create a procurement program where we get legitimate black businesses in position to get contracts and these jobs. Now we transform Shreveport Caddo damn near overnight. That's how this happened.
Don't make me a part of it, them $1 billion.
You're already a part of it.
Well, look. I need to start plotting, scheming out the top. Everybody else doing it.
I know what you gonna do with your money.
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to buy me. I'm gonna start me a whole bunny ranch.
I gonna say it.
Hey, it's insane. So look, before we wrap this thing up or anything like that, y'all got any more questions? I want to ask this here. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say two words, two names, and I want you to just expound, right? Ann Brewster.
Ann Brewster was a civil rights pioneer. She was a courageous sister who was murdered by our former police commissioner by the name of George Dortors. And under the leadership of Councilwoman Tabitha Taylor, her case is now being reopened because it's a travesty that a sister who gave her life to help liberate our people would be lied on and said that she committed a suicide. And so Tabitha, and I got to thank Dominique Ben for doing the documentary on Ann Brewster's life, because she was friends with Martin Luther King. She was heavy into the civil rights movement. And to know that Negroes were so afraid of challenging the status quo that this beautiful sister would be murdered and Negroes would not stand up at all. it's a travesty. So I thank Dominique, I thank Tabitha for laying the foundation for me to do my thing, historian Gary Joyner, and I thank our police chief and our DA for now reopening the case of Ann Brewster. But I will tell you, because I've talked to one of my good partners in the CC Antoine Masonic Lodge, shout out to Brother Wendell Holmes. The family members of Ann Brewster are still scared to this day. I'm just being honest. Just like the family members of Malcolm X are still scared to this very day of talking about
What actually happened?
what actually happened. Because they know they could possibly be touched. But until you get some courage in this game, you're already dead. If you're scared to tell the truth, if you're scared to represent the truth, you're already dead. But we're going to work with the individuals who are willing to come forward. But the truth about Ann Brewster is going to be known because the sister did not commit suicide. And it's one of the realities of Shreveport that we got to overcome. But that's what we're working on right now.
I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for it. Well,
And
look,
that's Lakeside, bro.
that's Lakeside, baby. I can't wait for it. Well, look, man, I want to thank you, Craig, man, for coming spitting this knowledge. You got to come back, man.
Always.
Next time you come back, I'm going to sit here and let you unpack, man, go through the laws and legislation shit, because y'all know a little bit more than me. But thank you, brother, for coming.
A lot more.
Lot more. Thank you, brother, for coming, man, and the knowledge. And when you run for city councilman, can I be your running mate?
We coming!
Woo! Yeah! But man, hey, man, I want to thank y'all, man, for tuning in to another edition of
That Ain't My Business.
But let's talk about it, man. I'm your boy, PTB Uglyman, the myth, the legend, the voice of this here great city.
And I'm your boy Nesto the Dunn, your favorite co-host.
It's your boy Robert Bruchon, pay man, the hood's voice boss.
And this Craig, man.
That's just me.
Is that the same? That's the same kufi you used to wear at the Red?
Back in the day.
Man, I got to go, man. Hey, man, y'all like, share, and subscribe. You heard me?
And we out.
This ain't my business, but I just know about it.